was pleased with the work ethic. Tempo practice was good. Guys are getting where they got. We stopped a little bit and teach a little bit more in spring when we can, but to get some new guys getting in there. And but I like the attitude in which we're working. We're having good tempo, like I say, practice, but good execution. Good. When one side wins, it's not pouting. The other side, they get back and compete against each other. When both sides are taking turns winning, but like the overall attitude and effort. And I like progress. I thought we made some progress offensively today. I thought we did. The defense is really. I like some of the new blitzes and the looks they're getting. They're challenging us in a lot of new ways and doing some things in which it'll be very good for our team because you get to see them all the time. You know what I mean? And it'll help us develop some things on offense that not when you do see blitzes and packages, it'll really help. And I think defense are getting the grasp of it. But I liked offense. I thought Clint had a good solid. Him and Jimbo, I thought both had good days today. Now we'll look at the film and Randy thought he said they did a nice job on the other field too. So we'll get a chance to evaluate all that film. But I was pleased for the most part.
It seems like with this defense, you don't need a dominant defensive end or two to get pressure on the quarterback, right?
No,
is that the beauty of having?
Well, you do, and you can do different. But also it bothers the quarterback too. Not just getting the pressure on him, but the different coverages it brings, and all of a sudden, where's his hot, where's his sight? Really understanding how you have to protect. You know what I'm saying? It makes you be very sound in your protections, and that's one of the beauties of it. And it helps us offensively too by seeing it every day, right, making us be totally sound in the things we do.
What do you think of Greg Dent so far?
I've been very pleased, and I'll tell you what I've been pleased as much as anything is his leadership. He's really taken a leadership role, and he's grown up and moving places. We need a guy in the slot or out. He can go anywhere, and he knows the offense inside and out. And I've been very happy with him.
Well, Willie Halstead, he's a guy
getting back in the groove and he's getting his weight back down. And it was good to see him. And he's a physical guy that can block and run those inside routes. Got a couple nice slants on our field there today, and special teams player. And it's good to see Willie start to get back in that groove.
Mario Pender still impressing you?
Yeah, I mean Mario's very athletic. I mean he'll still make a mistake or two from assignment wise, but you put that ball. I thought 8 had a good day, 32 of both doing a great job. But I really like where Pender's going. And I tell you who else has caught some balls and done some nice things is Chad Abrams. You see Chad's got real nice hands out of the backfield. He's a physical guy.
You talked about Greg and leadership, but when you look at the backfield, your biggest, most vocal guys, EJ, Lonnie, Chris, aren't here anymore. Who's kind of stepped up to fill some of that void?
8's very vocal. 32's vocal. Our quarterbacks, even Clinton 5 have been vocal. 15's been vocal. 80's been very vocal. Kenny Shaw, those guys. Christian Green, he made a couple nice plays today. Those guys are all not having a problem speaking up. They've accepted that leadership role. I mean, constantly 32 and 8 are constantly talking in that backfield all the time. They feel very comfortable with what we're doing.
Do you manage Jameis's arm because of the baseball?
Yeah, we do limited throws, and we got to be careful when he pitches. Like the other day, it got a little sore. He didn't get treatment on it before, and I could tell when he came out here. So the other day, it was bothering him a little bit. You have to be very careful.
In the baseball game on Sunday?
Yes, you got to be very careful with that. But not a lot. He's got it pretty durable. He's pretty durable.
It's a different motion, though, isn't it? A little bit.
Yeah, but still the strain on that labrum and that rotator is still a lot of strain on that. And snapping those hands at the end, you're still putting a lot of pressure there too.
How much has Jacoby progressed?
Really, the first 4 days, it's another guy you see just getting better every day. You saw it from the first day of fourth quarter to the end, and back out here in pads and getting that feel again. And I'm hoping he has a good spring so he can have a good summer, and I think really help us in the fall. I've been pleased with his progress.
How tough has it been for Chris Casher to kind of get going? He's a guy who hadn't played football for 2 years.
It has, and he set out, and the last practice I saw him was really started seeing some of the quickness and athleticism develop back. You know what I mean? Because he set so long. You know what I'm saying? But what he's got to do this spring is be very solid, be very fundamental, understand what he's doing, so you can have a good summer and a good fall camp because you can really develop in that time. And he's got to really make sure that he lays the groundwork here in the spring to do the right things because he can be a good player now. He's got a chance to really be a good player.
Take it, Coger's still rehabbing a little bit on that foot. Is that
he is. He's not all the way healthy. That foot is tender. That's why we put him in the gun a little bit. And you can, because he's very, very athletic, and right now he isn't getting to show it. But I'm not concerned about that. Right? I mean, I know he can do those things. I want him to win from the pocket right now, make decisions, lead, and do those things. And it bothers him a little bit when he throws, but not too bad. But it'll be something that'll be healed up, and he'll be fine. But he still is doing a nice job in spring.
How much of the focus in this camp is it on the mental part of the game?
That's what it is. That's what it is. And challenging them and trying to rattle them a little bit. Guys pushing hard, challenging hard, playing hard. So and then we practice so fast, you learn to do that. Then you go to the next play. You don't dwell on it. You process it like a game. Move on and go. And sometimes we'll challenge kids and get on kids on purpose just to challenge and see if they can handle that mental pressure of not letting it get on them and beat them down. You know what I'm saying? But I've been, for the most part, our guys are getting much better. You see some of the young guys will usually, it'll carry on for 2 or 3 plays. You know what I mean? But as they get older, and it gets out of them. In each practice, it gets out of them.
Was that part of the focus with this staff, bringing some of those guys in? Who you
Well,
felt
I
like
think
could do
our
some of
staff,
that?
we did the same things. I still think you do. This staff is an aggressive staff, so from that standpoint. But I think, but also what you don't see is going back to in the huddle back there, and we're patting them on the butt and telling them why we're doing it and how we're doing it, and the loving up part too. There's a lot of loving up that goes on when you coach hard like that, and we do spend a lot of time doing that too.
Is that different in the spring than maybe in the fall and during the season?
Not really. I mean, you got to. Hopefully, the guys you get in there in the season are doing what they're supposed to be doing. It's not really a big difference. It's really not a big difference at all. It's about doing it right.